Mass evictions are starting. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, buckle up, strap in. I got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. It's going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Buckle up, strap in, hold on to your hats and glasses as we blow the lid off the U.S. economy and the U.S. housing market. Why, you ask? Because they're tied together. Lose one and you will lose the other. It's a vacuum. It will take it along for the ride. Lose the U.S. housing market, economy gone. Recession, 2008, proof positive there. Lose the U.S. economy, the U.S. housing market goes along for the ride. They're both a vortex, a vacuum that just pulls it on in. So we just overheated the biggest asset class in the world, in case anybody's new to the show. And it couldn't tolerate that type of upward pressure. We placed it in the biggest stress test ever witnessed in human history. Like, I'm scaring myself. Human history, right? Insane. So we've had a lot of byproducts that were delivered from the overheating of the U.S. housing market. We placed way too much overnight appreciation and never seen before highs, and then the ultimate rug pull when interest rates got risen. But we were in a risen inflationary environment, so we had this two-headed monster that we couldn't put back in the cage. So now we're trying to let the dust settle. We're trying to glide you in for a soft landing. This was transitory. The bottlenecking of the supply chains will magically work itself out. Just calm down. Keep spending that money. Keep spending that. Short-sighted. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Booms and busts. We've always had them. And anytime the U.S. housing market exhibits bubble behavior, they've crashed. Not 1% of the time, not 2% of the time, 100% of the time. So even as a real estate guy with financial gain, I'd say, hey, listen, I just got to tell you guys, I'm a real estate guy out here living in an episode of the Twilight Zone, Wild West, a showdown at the OK Corral, head spinning what I'm seeing out here. Bubble behavior. Oh no, Scott, this time is different. Last time was due to loose lending, ninja loans. Oh, was it? I don't know, maybe. The realities are, it doesn't matter. This time, worse. We would be lucky if this was just a simple subprime mortgage issue. It's bigger. So we're seeing a lot of the blowback, aren't we? And when are you a subscriber? If you're a new subscriber right away, never been a more important time in history. You get centered and surrounded with like-minded people. Iron will sharpen iron. You're not a deer in the headlights if and when this plays out. We've talked about it in a way that made enough sense that we can operate within this more efficiently. I think that's what we're shooting for here, right? So subscriber, and iron sharpens iron, subscriber sends in one like, Scott, look at this one. Mass evictions. Well, it's just an unfortunate byproduct of overheating the biggest asset class in the world, real estate. People are it's turned into an episode of $1 Million Listing, right? At least that's what we want to think and romance it as, but it can't. We can't. It's not an episode. It's not a TV show. This is real life stuff. Families being affected. And then the social compass that now we got to deal with. People upset. It's all misguided frustration. It needs to be placed on leadership. We should not have made real estate agents essential workers in a health crisis and go let them overstimulate the biggest asset class in the world. Had we not done that, we could have escaped a bunch of this mess. We'd probably already be working our way out of the recession. Now we're just entering. Well, now we got to navigate through a lot of these news events and headlines that are circulating. So to drive today's point home, let's jump over real quick to an article and we'll meet back here and wrap it up. Let's get started. Tenants in California's biggest mass eviction call for action. Article reads, Santa Barbara County Board of Supervisors member Laura Capps is calling code red as close to 1,000 tenants in one of Isla Vista's largest apartment complexes are being evicted. Eviction notices went out to tenants of the CBC and Sweeps complex on March 16th, detailing that a substantial remodel is planned and everyone has 60 days to leave following a change of property ownership. During a Board of Supervisors meeting on Tuesday, Capps said that she believes this mass eviction is perhaps the biggest in California. Many people here are families that have been here over 30 years. People in Section 8, all low income, elderly, disabled, while this problem has been happening all over Isla Vista.
our complex is about to evict roughly 240 units and over 1,000 people. This one sounds serious. Let's get back to the studio so we can wrap this one up.
All right, friends, welcome back. So there you go. That's what's happening. Mass evictions right in my backyard, actually. And one of our subscribers was like, Scott, you see this? I'm like, oh, it's shocking. But for me, it's like, I don't know, I'm almost becoming numb to it, right? Are we? I think we're getting numb to it. It's like we're just all we can do now is digest it in a way that makes sense. And listen, friends, I can just tell you, when you're driving around during the day, all those people around you, how many people do you think are aware of the water source limit? Not many, I can tell you that, because in 2008, I was not aware of it. There was a few people like we are today talking about some of these. Oh, no, man, no. My parents said, or my friends said, or my realtor said. Yeah, that's the best one. My realtor said. No crash risk here. No crash. They said that it was time in the market, not timing the market. We shouldn't wait for the crash. We should just get in now and spend some time in a failing market. That's really what they're saying. But they didn't know because they drank the Kool-Aid. They did it themselves. Misery loves company. If you just bought, you want everybody else to buy it too. If you're on the sidelines, you want everybody else to be on. Well, maybe not. Maybe you want everybody to go out and buy. You know, the realities are, it just comes back to this, friends. This was another unfortunate byproduct of an overheated housing market. We're seeing mass evictions happening now. And that's not a sign of a healthy housing market. That's a sign of greed. Be greedy when others are fearful, fearful when others are greedy. That was a sign of greed. Somebody came in and bought this building. I want them all out. I don't want Section 8. I don't want the element. I don't want anybody. I want to do a frou-frou high-rent district area near the beach. That's what's going on. But we got a lot of issues threatening. So the person that bought this, we're seeing it right now. A lot of investors, speculators, builders, and Wall Street alike are in big trouble right now. We know commercial real estate has got a big issue with mortgage-backed securities tied to commercial, like trillions of dollars. And people minimize that. They just don't understand. I mean, it's like take your pick, throw the dart at the economic challenge map. So I think there's never been a more important time than now to insulate ourselves and be ready to weather a storm. And final thoughts. I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see not only win in real estate, win in life. Understanding the biggest artificially created housing bubble ever produced in world history is going to have its blowback. Today we saw evictions now. The biggest evictions on records. Thousands of people have to leave their home because somebody wants to make money off the rental property. And they don't want them in there anymore. And that's the unfortunate byproduct of bubble behavior. And typically bubbles crash. So now all we have to do is acknowledge the elephant in the room and understand this is another warning sign that we probably have to heed to the warning and understand the waters we're swimming in now are shark infested. People want you out of your house. They want to own your house. They want to take over your house. They want you in debt. They want you to be a debt slave. They don't care. It comes down to financial gain. For us, we want to be level-headed realists, somewhere in the middle. Not let our highs get too high, our lows get too low. Be fearful when others are greedy. Greedy when others are fearful. We just went through the biggest greed cycle ever seen in history. A fear cycle is now playing out. We see that, right? My job is to continue to communicate it in a way that makes enough sense that you're not paralyzed by fear in this, that you're able to operate within this efficiently, ready to take a little calculated risk and invest when nobody else is. We're about at that tipping point now as we continue to examine properties and what they're doing, cost to own versus its rent range. Does it pencil out? Where does it need to be in order to warrant an offer from us? Is an offer warranted or not? I'm going to be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It'd be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, I know you're going to love the next video. And there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.